Hello, great people. Candidate of the Labour Party in the last presidential election, Mr. Peter Obi, has cried out over the demolition of his brother's property in Lagos. Mr. Peter Obi slammed the nation's leadership, headed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who doubles as the godfather of Lagos politics. He also slammed the government of Lagos State, headed by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, for injustice and alleged connivance with one Mrs. Deborah Olorunlogbo to demolish his brother's property. In a moment, I'll leave you to watch the video of Mr. Peter Obi at the site of the demolition, and you will hear his argument against Mrs. Deborah Olorunlogbo and the Lagos State government. Then when we come back, I will be unveiling to you the legal battle that led to the demolition, and we'll also be pointing, is there politics involved in that demolition? And we'll be reviewing the action of the state government and also the argument of Mr. Peter Obi. We'll be looking at both sides and the argument that they've put forward. We'll be doing all this and more on this episode with your sure plug, Dr. Omosholadeji. First, let us go and watch the video of Mr. Peter Obi at the site of the demolition. Then we come back for some great discussion. Let's watch it.
See the equipment that are here. You can see things that are here. Nobody could remove anything. Is that how a country works? They just came suddenly, started demolition. You know, if my brother didn't have a brother like me, they would. He wanted to enter here. They say, no, you can't enter. We have court injunction. What about court injunction that allows somebody to enter into another person's property? They sue him for removing his things and everything, and demolishing everywhere. What about court injunction is that? We are finished with the country. This place belongs to my family. Yeah? So everybody take it. This place belongs to my family. So I can nobody gave you a court order and you're spoiling our house. So send it to the people you're sending, please. Okay. I came here in peace. I'm not quarreling with people. Just let the people that are doing the wrong thing. Let's let the fence now. So you just enter somebody that says court order. Which court? We have all the legitimate documents about this. So to us, my family. And this is how you intimidate poor people. Please tell the person who gave you the order that he should please vacate this place.
There you have it. You just watch the video of Mr. Peter Obi at the site of his brother's property that was demolished in Lagos. The property is situated at number 57 Odudua Crescent in Ikeja, Lagos. And two people are laying claim to the ownership of that property. One is Mrs. Deborah Olorunlogbo, while the other person, who happens to be Mr. Peter Obi's brother, was declared as unknown person according to the court document. You may want to imagine that in the heart of Lagos State, again, the property is situated at 57 Odudua Crescent in Ikeja, Lagos. So you may want to imagine that how can there be a property at this particular location and you would file a court document, then you declare that, oh, the defendant is an unknown person. And that is one of the complaints of Mr. Peter Obi. At what point do they declare people as unknown person when you have a case in court? And is there some abracadabra, to use street parlance, behind that? I'll be getting to that in a moment. When Mr. Peter Obi made that particular video, the legal counsel of Mrs. Deborah Olorunlogbo, they came to the social media to debunk Mr. Peter Obi's claim, and they said that Mr. Peter Obi is meddling into an affair that doesn't concern him, and they presented a document that they have an order of the court to take possession of the land, and the case is still in court. And I believe you can see one of the court documents on your screen right now. And even with the court document that is on your screen right now, you can see that in the court document, the complainant and the defendant is Mrs. Deborah Olorunlogbo, an unknown person. So on that note, Mr. Peter Obi is right. And the people that put that document on social media in defense of Mrs. Deborah Olorunlogbo, they said the matter is in court. So the big argument is that if the matter is in court, then why would you go ahead and demolish the property? So if the matter is still in court, why not let the court to adjudicate over it? Why not see the case to the end, for you to kind of like know that yes, you have a solid, kind of like watertight judgment, then you can take full possession of the land. So for me, the Mr. Peter Obi is not absolutely wrong in the person that in the sense that in the court document it is listed as unknown person, and they also said the matter is in court. So why demolish the property if it is in court? And they made a statement. The defendant of Mrs. Olorulogbon, Mrs. Deborah Olorulogbon, they made a statement. Our lawyers made a statement that, well, Obi is hired. They said, oh, Mr. Peter Obi is meddling into affairs that doesn't concern him. They are not even sure if that person is his brother, that Mr. Peter Obi was hired. Well, I don't know what is going on between them, but I think that for you to say a person of the stature of Mr. Peter Obi is hired, I think that leaves much to be desired, in the sense that that is impossible and somehow a bit insulting. If you say that Mr. Peter Obi is hired to come and kind of like, advocate for somebody over a land, maybe maybe 1 or 2 plot of land, I think that leaves a lot to be desired, because it is not possible. And I will share something with you as regards property. As regards property concerning Mr. Peter Obi, there was a time I was watching the Minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike, on TV some time ago, and the Minister of FCT was talking about Peter Obi, and he said that, oh, when he got to Peter Obi's house, that he was amazed at what he saw, that he saw luxury at his peak, that he didn't know that Mr. Peter Obi said like good thing like that, oh, I don't know, say, I don't know, sir, Obi said like good thing like this. So he's trying to say that Mr. Peter Obi himself is on ground and is a man of stature. So to now say that that kind of person that's kind of like had a bank before, that had been former governor of Anambra State, 2-term governor, that had been a former presidential candidate, for you to now say that person is hired, I think that is a bit ridiculous. And don't mistake it, what I'm saying now is also what I would say if it was the president Bola Ahmed Tinubu that is kind of like fighting for somebody. This thing that I'm saying is what I will also say as well, that it is also insulting for you to say Bola Ahmed Tinubu was hired to come and kind of like fight for somebody as regards land. So I think that the statement used wasn't too good. And persons unknown, let us go back to the court issue. Persons unknown in Lagos. Do you know how kind of like populated Lagos is? So you want to say that persons unknown in Lagos State, that is almost impossible. And let's assume that the lawyers of Mrs. Deborah Olorulogbon argue in court that, well, we don't know these people and we've served them, they didn't kind of like turn up in court. Why didn't the court verify the claim? Why didn't the court take steps to say, in this heart of Lagos State, in the heart of Lagos State, you are saying that some persons are unknown. Okay, the court staff, why not verify this property and see whether they are occupants on that land? We've seen such cases before, that if the court is not convinced with your argument, definitely the court will send its own staff to make 1 or 2 findings that could be helpful to the court. But in this instance, the court apparently did not act in that regard. So I think that using the term person unknown may apparently be a means of getting judgment without the people's knowledge. And I will give you an example, or should I say 2 examples. First, I had a friend some time ago that's into child custody. When there are broken marriages and the man and the woman are fighting for the custody of the child, there is a way that they go by those kind of cases, in the sense that you will claim that perhaps your spouse has been served, but in the true sense of it, your spouse wasn't served. And if the case drag on and on, the court will feel insulted that your spouse that has been served is insulting the integrity of the court. Then the court may get angry to give judgment in your favor. So is that what happened at this point in time? Because I don't want to believe that they will serve somebody a paper and the person will not turn up in court, because Mr. Peter Obi's brother claimed that he has been on that property for about 15 years. And the second instance that I want to give you is that of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. You will recall that recently the senator was kind of 6-count charge was filed against the senator, and the senator wasn't aware that the case will be called in court. They served that morning, and the case was being called in court almost like just some few hours difference. And it took the intervention of some kind-hearted people to inform Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, and a lawyer rushed to the court, and the lawyers of the federal government were demanding a warrant of arrest and detention. So if Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan wasn't favored. That is how the court would have declared, would have granted that warrant of arrest. So these are some legal and some kind of like, legal gimmicks that lawyers use to get a favorable judgment for their client. Is that what happened in this case of Mr. Peter Obi's brother's property demolition? I really can't say, but I'm just explaining it to you so that you know some of the gimmicks that they use. But then again, let us go to the politics side of it. If politically influenced demolition is happening in 2025, what will happen in 2027? Is Mr. Peter Obi's brother suffering from the persecution of his brother Peter Obi? Is that what is happening in this case? If that is the case, assuming but not considering that that is the case as argued by Mr. Peter Obi, then it shows you what will happen in 2027. If politically influenced demolition is happening in 2025, then what will happen in 2027? Property ordinarily won't be demolished if that property is occupied by a disciple of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I strongly believe, for instance, if the property is being occupied by the chief of staff to the president, Femi Gbajabiamila, somebody will now come and say want to demolish that property. It is almost impossible. So I think that there should be some form of fairness and everything should not be politically based. That is if there is the hand of politics in that demolition. And what I can say is that we should not sow the seed of discord, because what you sow, you shall reap. People have given up on Muhammadu Buhari, but he eventually became president. So you may have written off Mr. Peter Obi, you may have given up on him, but then what if tomorrow Mr. Peter Obi now becomes the president? If you have sown a seed of discord, if you have acted in an irrational manner and they decide to pay you back, you'll now be crying foul. So what we need is justice, equity, and fairness. It's been an interesting time with you on this episode of Politics with your show blog, Dr. Omosholadeji. Subscribe, turn on your notification button, catch up with my past video. See you in my next video. I love you all sincerely.